What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And I know we are all getting used to the new me at this point, and it's taking a bit of getting used to. So today I thought it would make it a little bit easier by taking a look at some previous versions of me and then roasting them. And all this happened because a fellow creator by the name of Spanky Valentine challenged me to do this, so I decided after watching her video I would do exactly this. Now, I'm going to be very mean to my old self in this video, and people are going to say, Boogie, do you think you're better now just because you got some new glasses and you lost 250 pounds and you got some new teeth? Yeah, I do think that is an improvement, but don't worry, I still hate my current self as much as I hate my old version of myself. I will never have self-esteem. That's not something you need to worry about. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? Well, here's me as a baby. One of the very few pictures of me as a kid that exists. And look at all of that potential. Look at all of that wasted potential. I mean, my parents actually took photos of me at a professional place because they thought I was going to grow up to be somebody. Look at this boundless optimism I clearly have here. I genuinely think that that life is going to turn out okay. It's not. Trust me, little baby, it's not. If only I could go back in time and slap some sense into myself. Or maybe go back in time and just put my finger in that soft spot at the top of my head and just scramble my brain and just make life a lot easier for myself. Let's be honest. Look at how it turned out. Maybe that's actually what happened. Here's me as a toddler. I don't know, I'm probably 4 or 5 here at this age. Most of the damage had not been done yet, so I still feel like there's some optimism here in this picture, some potential. I do know that this is before I got the glasses, so it's before everybody in kindergarten started calling me Fatty Fatty Four Eyes, so, you know, at least I had that. It's always interesting to see my brother, because my brother is a very fit person. He works out all the time, he takes really good care of his body. He was always very skinny, very small growing up, and yet I was super fat. I was starting to plump up even at this age, at the age of like 3. Of course, that does make sense, because my dad was very, very much Native American. And I got a genetic test done recently and found out I have 0 Native American in me whatsoever. So statistically speaking, my dad is not the same dad as my brother's dad. It's entirely possible that there's some 65, 70-year-old morbidly obese guy out there who's really proud of his illegitimate son. Oh, let's be entirely honest, though. If he was morbidly obese, he didn't make it to 65. But, you know, whatever. He could be proud in hell. All right, here's where it all goes wrong. This is my Head Start graduation, where they put a paper crown on me and a piece of crepe paper around my neck, pretending it's a gown, and gave me some diploma for graduating Head Start, which is, you know, the most meaningless of accomplishments, of course. My generation mocks the younger generation for participation trophies, but you know what was happening here? I was literally getting a diploma from a free program, okay, that literally meant nothing. I didn't learn my numbers. I didn't learn my colors. The only thing I did was not bite other kids during nap time, and I didn't steal anybody else's lunch. That's all it took. Then we have the teenage years, and you would think at this point, this is me in JV football at like 12 or 13 years old, you think I would be proud of this photo until you really start looking at it, and then you see that giant gut hanging out from underneath the jersey. The jersey didn't even fit me because of this giant burger boiler I have hanging down out of it. And yes, I played football the same way I graduated Head Start. They dressed me up. They let me practice every day. And then I sat on the sideline so we had enough players to fill out a roster. I got put into like maybe 3 games in 2 years. My coach trained me to hurt people because we only had like 15 kids that wanted to play football in our high school, and we would dress out the JV with the varsity so it looked like we had a bigger team. So if they ever put me in on a JV game or a varsity game, my goal was to go in there and break somebody's ribs and take them out of the game. And it was a little punishment that if you took somebody out of our games because we were having a good season, if you hurt one of our kids, we were going to hurt one of yours. That was the reputation we had as the St. Paul Deacons. The St. Paul Deacons, yes, righteously retributal. If you hurt one of our kids, big fat Boogie Williams is going to come in and step on you. And that all ended during JV practice when I shattered my arm in 3 places. And then I quit football, and then I joined band. And then I got even fatter. I did get laid in band, though, and I was not getting laid in football, so that should teach you something. It should teach you that flag girls are awesome. I love flag girls. You want to date a girl from band. You want to date a girl who plays the flute specifically. I'm not going to expand on that. Use your imagination, but trust me. The older kids in high school gave me a nickname. They called me Jabba the Hutt, and now that I look at this picture, I understand why. Bring me Solo and the Wookiee, and also a bag of Reese's Cups. Oh boy. And then we have 15-year-old Boogie finally becoming the man he was always meant to be. Does it get any more 1980s than this photo? Look at this, a Garfield t-shirt tucked into my jeans around my giant gut, okay? Those giant plastic glasses doing a horrible thumbs up, and the mullet. Oh my God, the mullet. The business in the front, the party in the back. That is 1980s in a nutshell. Laugh all you want at 16, 15-year-old Boogie, okay? Because I'm laughing at him too. But let me tell you something. That girl sitting there on the left who's half cropped out of this photo, that was my girlfriend at the time. So I'm just saying. 15-year-old Boogie was getting it. Incels, pay attention. If I can get laid, you can too. Now, getting him to stick around. That's the thing I haven't mastered yet. I don't think I'm going to figure that one out before I die. But hey, I can get him in the front door. When I look at this photo, I mean, all jokes aside, this was probably the best 6 weeks of my entire life. Staying on campus, participating in Upward Bound, dating what was arguably one of the loves of my life. This is one of my best friends until she passed from cancer just a couple of years ago. I hate to bring it down a little bit, but looking at this photo, as funny as it is, as goofy as I look, that was probably the best period of my life. I will always remember that. That's my summer of 69. In fact, I'm fairly certain that summer I got to 69 a couple of times. Hey. There it is. There's that dark comedy that gets me in trouble all the time. Then we have this quintessential picture of Boogie from the 1990s, sitting in front of an old computer that he used to waste his hours away playing Warcraft 2 and eventually EverQuest on, where he would do search engine optimization and design porn sites for other people, wearing the classic goatee, this horrible hair, and a dirty Hanes t-shirt I probably got at the Goodwill because I had like no money. What is this pose? What, am I trying to look cool there? Am I like, look at this cheap piece of crap computer I'm sitting in front of that's going to be obsolete last year, and also this can of Ready Whip. Aren't I cool? I did everything in front of that computer, okay? Everything. I played EverQuest there. I ate there. I probably slept there occasionally. I probably crapped myself a couple times. Now, don't get me wrong. When I look at this photo, I do remember what it was like to be homeless a few years before this photo. And I was very proud of the apartment that I had moved into. I was very, very proud of owning my own computer and running a small business out of my own home. I was proud of the person I had become. So yeah, I'm ugly as hell. I look goofy as hell. I understand why nobody wanted to talk to me or be around me unless it was through EverQuest. But also, you know, I mean, there's some joy to be had in this photo. But it's hard not to focus on the sorrow of me sitting there playing EverQuest 12 hours a day while taking shots of Ready Whip. Because what am I putting Ready Whip on? Am I recreating the scene from Friday Night Lights? What is going on in this? What am I doing with Ready Whip? But it is that old, disgusting, dirty keyboard and that old, disgusting monitor where I built my very first small business doing search engine optimization and designing websites and designing porn sites and doing all of that stuff. It was in that tiny little room that I learned that I could turn the internet into money. And I've been doing it ever since. Even the 7 years that I never left the house, I was still alt-tabbing over to my websites, to my search engine programs, and doing everything I could to make money in between sessions of EverQuest and sessions of World of Warcraft. All right there. You know, and I didn't earn a lot, $20,000, $30,000 in 1990s money. It was a lot to me, though. I mean, let's be honest, $20,000 in 1990s money is still a lot of money to anybody. But now that I look at this photo, I think I remember what it was for. I think it was for an online dating service like Plenty of Fish or OkCupid or one of those really early ones. Oh, God, the horror. That explains what the Ready Whip was for. Here's a photo from my wedding day just 7-8 years ago. If only I could go back in time and slap that guy in the face. Now, what I was going for in this photo, it was very windy that day, and I was letting the wind, like, blow my shirt and blow my suit jacket back. I thought I looked like Michael Jackson. Instead, I look exactly like the brain bug from Starship Troopers. I think this photo is also really interesting because I think it's the last moment I ever had hopes that things would turn out all right. Like, I thought for sure I was going to be married forever, I was going to be happily married, and everything was going to be absolutely fantastic. Oops. This might be one of the very last photos of me before pessimistic nihilism destroyed me.
Hello, darkness, my old friends.
All right, actually, this is probably the last moment that I had any hope. And this was the week before my gastric bypass surgery. This is the doctor who was inside me. And this is the end of Boogie 1.0 and the beginning of the transformation into whatever Boogie 2.0 is going to turn out to be. I like how the beard and the stains on the shirt and the ill-fitting shirt just all kind of says, I've stopped caring entirely, but I'm going to get this surgery anyway. That smile that I'm giving is that tight-lipped smile that I always do because I was so embarrassed of my teeth. But I think that smile is also saying, boy, I sure hope I die on the table. Actually, when I look at this picture, I'm actually kind of proud of this moment because I went ahead and went through it. I made the decision that I made. I've lost a ton of weight because of it. It was probably the smartest decision I ever made in my life. The reality of it was, it really wasn't much of a decision. I was so fat, I was dying. My heart was giving out. If you could interview my heart right now in this photo, what it would say is, oh my God, please, I would like to start pumping blood instead of butter. It would say, can we knock the Mountain Dew out of this fat son of a bitch's hand just once? If you could interview my stomach, it would tell you that yes, it's worried about getting cut in half, but in reality, it's just glad to have a vacation after 43 years of constant 24-hour-a-day work. If you could interview the doctor there, Dr. Perna, what he would say is, boy, I sure don't like all this attention. Please just let me be a surgeon. That's the smile of the only man who's ever been inside me. But we're not done roasting me yet because we still get to roast post-surgery Boogie. This is down like 200 pounds. This is just a few months ago. But look at those teeth. If you ever wonder whether or not, getting implants was the right decision for me, just go back and look at this photo because clearly I could eat spaghetti through the gap of those teeth without opening my mouth. My teeth look like the decaying and rotted picket fence that probably surrounds my soul. It looks like when Thanos snapped, half my teeth disappeared, along with both my optimism and my desire to live. That's a mouth that just screams, boy, have I drank a lot of Mountain Dew. No joke, by the way, my dentist who did my implant surgery told me that they used to call my mouth Mountain Dew mouth because it's the mouth that you get from drinking a lifetime of sugary beverages. So, yeah, if you're drinking a lot of Mountain Dew, that's your future. And that's it. We are now caught up to present day Boogie. But we ain't done roasting yet because we still got this guy to make fun of. Yeah! Nice glasses. You look like Ben Folds just finally gave up. How are you still fat? You lost 250 pounds and you're still one of the fattest people to ever live! Seriously, I think you're still fatter than this version of me. All kidding aside, credit where credit is due. Nice teeth over there, Chip Skylark. No, all jokes aside, it is fun to look at old versions of me and see how I've changed. Maybe not even for the better, in some cases maybe for the worse, but I am happy with where I currently am because, in all honesty, I think I'm happier than I've ever been. Maybe I'd accept that Summer and Upward Bound, because that was really great. But what I want you to take from this video is it's not about where you currently are, it's about where you end up, right? Sometimes we have highs, sometimes we have lows, sometimes where we want to be and sometimes we're not. It doesn't really matter. There's going to be periods of time in your life where you're happy, sometimes when you're not, sometimes where things are good, sometimes when things are bad. But that's just life, man. There are a lot of things about my life that I am very happy with. I'm very proud of. And then there are a lot of things that I really, really, really need to change. And I bet that's the case for you as well. I hope there are things in your life that you're enjoying right now. And if there's not, there is always tomorrow. Try to create a better tomorrow for yourself. Try to put yourself in a place where luck can happen. And maybe you'll get lucky like I have. At so many points during this journey that we just summarized, I felt like my life was over, and that's how it was always going to be. But my life has changed in every little section that we looked at, and a lot that I just didn't have photos for to share with you. Sometimes those changes were for the better, sometimes those changes were for the worse, but one thing is true about life. Change is inevitable. Now, that's one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and if I am, I know you're going to let me know in the comments section below. While you're down there, drop a like on this video if you liked it. I know it's very different from my other content, but I am traveling this week, so I just wanted to put something out that you might enjoy. I sure enjoyed looking back on memory lane, and I hope that you guys did too. Hit subscribe to the channel if you have not. I would love it if you did. Hit that notification bell if you have already hit subscribe so that you get notified whenever a new video goes up. And until then, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.